the world's strangest job that actually exists. I spent 3 years getting paid to be other people's backup plans. But before you think I'm talking about dating, this was completely different. I was a professional emergency stand-in for rich people who couldn't handle their own commitments. After dropping out of business school, I saw this bizarre job posting online. Personal backup needed for high-stress situations. 50-hour, must be available 24/7. The interview was at this fancy office downtown. This woman named Rebecca asks me, "How comfortable are you with pretending to be someone's son during a family crisis?" I thought she was joking, but she explained the real job. Wealthy people hire us when they need to get out of awkward situations fast. My first week, they gave me detailed background stories, family photos to memorize, and scripts for different emergency scenarios. My trainer, Dave, explained the rules. Rich people panic when they can't control situations. We're their human escape hatches. My first assignment was this real estate mogul in Boston. His ex-wife was getting remarried, and he needed an excuse to leave the wedding early without looking bitter. I had to call him during the ceremony pretending to be his son having a medical emergency. I'm sitting in a hospital waiting room, calling this guy's phone while he's watching his ex marry someone else. "Dad, please come quick." The doctors say it's serious. He puts on this perfect worried father act, rushes out dramatically, and later texts me a $200 bonus for my convincing performance. The requests got wilder every week. One client hired me to pretend to be her long-lost nephew who desperately needed her at his graduation. She wanted to skip her book club meeting where they were discussing a book she hadn't read. Another time, I had to fake being a paralegal calling about an urgent legal matter. This tech executive used me to escape his own company's quarterly meeting because he hadn't prepared his presentation. My weirdest regular was this pharmaceutical heiress who hired me every month to be her sick grandson. She'd use my fake medical emergencies to get out of charity galas she'd already committed to attending. But the job that almost got me arrested happened in Miami. A hedge fund manager hired me to call him during his daughter's wedding reception. Not because he wanted to leave, but because his daughter specifically asked him not to make any business calls during her special day. This guy was so addicted to work that he paid me to create fake emergencies just so he could take business calls without technically breaking his promise. I'm calling him pretending to be his assistant with urgent merger details while his daughter is cutting her wedding cake. Problem was, his daughter figured it out. She grabbed his phone mid-call and started questioning me. "Who is this really? What company do you work for?" I had to hang up and block the number immediately. She confronted him right there at the reception. Turns out this wasn't the first time he'd hired fake emergencies to avoid family events. She'd been suspicious for months about all these convenient crises that only happened during important family moments. The whole wedding turned into this massive family argument. His wife, his son, even the bride's in-laws started sharing stories about suspicious emergency calls they'd witnessed. Everyone realized he'd been faking family crises for years. My strangest assignment was this investment banker who needed me to pretend to be his therapist assistant. He wanted to skip his therapy sessions but needed his wife to think he was still going. So every Tuesday for 4 months, I'd call his wife and give fake updates about his emotional progress. "Mrs. Johnson, your husband had a breakthrough today about his father issues." Meanwhile, he's probably playing golf or sitting in his office. But the client that made me question everything was this pharmaceutical CEO who hired me to fake being his dying father's nurse. He was using fake medical emergencies to skip board meetings he found boring. I'm calling this guy's assistant, putting on a worried voice about his father's condition worsening while he's probably at home watching Netflix. His assistant would reschedule million-dollar meetings based on my fake medical reports. The job started affecting my real relationships. My friends noticed I was getting too good at lying smoothly. My girlfriend said I sounded rehearsed even during normal conversations, like I was always performing some character. Plus, the guilt was eating me alive. I was helping people lie to their families, skip important events, and avoid responsibilities that actually mattered. These weren't harmless white lies anymore. My final client was this real estate developer who wanted me to fake being his accountant during tax season. Not only did I have to create fake financial emergencies, but I had to research enough accounting terms to sound believable. When I finally quit, my boss asked why I was leaving such good money behind. I told her I'd lost track of what was real anymore. That's when you know a job is messing with your head. Now I work in customer service where the problems are real, and I can actually help people solve them.